Hello everybody, welcome back to this one author, one video session. In this series, we are going to talk about one theorist, one author, one poet, one novelist, and we'll complete all the important concepts, all the important terms related to that author. So this video, as you can see on the screen behind me, on the basis of the PYQ analysis, I am going to talk about the father of modern linguistics, Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure is known as the father of modern linguistics. He is primarily known for the lectures that he delivered, and those lectures were compiled into course in general linguistics. So far, language had the identity of being in use for the sake of delivering literature. Language had not any identity of its own. It was known to be a medium in which we conveyed our thoughts, imagination, and the poets and novelists used it merely to convey their own emotions, to convey their own works, to convey their state of thoughts. But with the emergence of structuralism and the pioneering persona behind structuralism, Ferdinand de Saussure, language gained its another identity. It gains its one of the most important identity. So far so, today linguistics as a study of language is a subject included in our NTA UGC NET examination also. In the 84 to 85 lists of subjects that we have linguistics. In universities, in central universities, eminent universities, we have Department of Linguistics separate from Department of English, Literature and Foreign Languages. So linguistics has a value. Linguists are but researchers on language. They research on language. They research on the diachronic study of language, synchronic study of language. But if we talk about Ferdinand de Saussure, he brought to the front the modern day linguistics, the linguistics that we study today, the language growth, the language as in use today, Gen Z, the language that we use today, ASAP, as soon as possible. When we study language as in use today, that becomes a synchronic study of the language. But if we look at the etymological emergence of the language, that how language emerged, that's the diachronic study. But today, this video is going to be all about the hero of linguistics, Ferdinand de Saussure. My dear students, he had been repeatedly asked in our NTA UGC NET examination. If I carry out the analysis of Saussure's concepts, so this linguist has been asked a number of times. So in this video, we are going to talk about all the major concepts of Ferdinand de Saussure. These concepts are important because they gave way to the modern linguistics. They gave way to the modern understanding of the language also. First thing first, linguistics, as we all know, is a study of language. In it, we study that what are the features of language. In it, we study what is the scope of language. Yes, as life is difficult to explain and put down in certain words, it is difficult to define language also. But language, as we know, is a means of communication. It is the way we live our life. It is the way we express. Without language, we cannot understand our world. So far, the understanding of language had been historical, the historicity of language. But with Saussure's coming on the stage, language, the study of language, the importance of language took a U-turn, and language was being understood as it is in use today. We understood language as one of the most prominent factors that literature exists. Literature exists because of language and not the vice versa. So he gave an individual identity to the field of language also. So language, Ferdinand de Saussure's most prominent contribution to the field of linguistics has to be the synchronic study. So far, as I've told you, that language was diachronic in nature. Synchronic is the opposite of the diachronic approach. Diachronic approach is when we study the history of a language, when we carry out the etymological study of a language, whereas synchronic study refers to the language as in use today. The Gen Z language that we study, the Gen Z words that we use, even the usage of the word Gen Z, usage of the word IDK, I don't know, ASAP, as soon as possible. So when we study language as in use today, how we are able to convey, what are the signs that we are using, what we are signifying using that sign, how kind of emojis we are using, and how we are conveying that. See, language for Ferdinand de Saussure is arbitrary, and so it is relational. Language is something that we cannot understand in isolation. Cat is cat because it is not rat. Rat is rat because it is not bat. So when we study language in that case, today linguistics is such a prominent area that rather than making our children to learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the way we learn, how we are teaching our children, we are teaching the phonetic system, we are teaching the sound system to them, so that they attribute one sign, one sound to one letter. So it is evolving. In the NT-UGC NET examination, we need to study Ferdinand de Saussure. So Ferdinand de Saussure's first and most prominent contribution has to be the synchronic study. Synchronic study is completely opposite of the diachronic study. Diachronic study had been the study before Saussure appeared on the literary scene. Earlier, language was studied historically, but when Saussure came on the scene, he said that language should be studied as it is in use today. As it is in use today. The structures we attribute to him. Saussure had been such a pioneering identity that he influenced mythologists like Claude Lévi-Strauss. He influenced Roland Barthes and field of semiotics, semiology also. His another most important concept has to be sign. Sign has two parts: signifier, signified. Signifier and signified. Sign is something. Sign is when I say this thing, when I say tree, you get the mental image of a tree. And language, as I said, is relational. When I say top, language is, I said, arbitrary, I say relational, and it is contextual based, context based. Language is arbitrary. When I say top, I mean this top, I mean revolving top, I mean mountain top. Language is arbitrary. It is we who attribute meaning to it. It is relational. Because of the binary opposites, binary divide, not something. Cat is cat because it is not rat. Rat is rat because it is not mat. So it is relational also. You just switch the consonants or the vowels, and then when you switch it, you get a relational aspect of it. Because of the not relation that we have, then we are able to get the meaning of it. Then we have the context based. Because language is always context based, you get to know the context in which that word or the meaning or the sentence is being spoken. So that's the concept. So language is not something that you use to make the works of literature look more fine, your communication more fine, but language is indeed a field of study. It is indeed a field of study. It is made up of signs, and these signs are arbitrary. They have this interrelationship between signifier and signified. And then we have the most important concept by Ferdinand de Saussure, Lang and Perrault. Most frequently asked. Lang is the language that is there in your mind. Language as in stored in your mind. A to Z are in your mind. You use this. This is the abstract form of language that you have. Language system. You have the grammar. You have the vocabulary. So when you have all these things in your mind, that becomes lang, whereas parole is concrete. It is the performative aspect of a language. How you perform a performative aspect of a language. When you perform a language, that's a parole. Here you can change it, you can alter it, you can renew it, you can refresh it. But once you can never take back your spoken words. That's parole. So parole is the performative aspect. That's abstract, that's concrete, that can be altered, that can be effective, that can be relearned, revised, but not that. Parole. I have studied Ferdinand de Saussure for say 45 minutes in order to prepare for this lecture. But those 45 minutes of the abstract system that I have got myself in my mind, I am able to deliver that in less than 15 minutes. That's the parole, the performative aspect of a language. I am adding prefixes, suffixes, connecting things with the examples and then delivering it to you. See, language is like a board of chess. It's a game of chess. Each aspect is, king is related to queen. So one move and one will be effective. One move, other will be affected. So in that case, language is relational. Language is arbitrary. Language is interrelation. It is context-based. It has a sign, signified. And when you study language as in state today, it becomes a synchronic study. And if you want more videos like this, do comment below your remarks. I'll be more than happy to help you people. And if there is a specific writer, specific theory, specific text you want me to take up on my YouTube channel for this WinNet December series, do let me know. वरना हम चल तो रही है, चलते रहेंगे. कैंटरबरी टेल्स तक हम कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं. अगली बात आएगी हमारी एज ऑफ रिवाइवल पर. सो ऑन दैट नोट, दिस इज डॉक्टर नेहा विशिंग यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. कीप ऑन स्टडिंग, कीप ऑन believing in yourself, because that's the best you can do for you right now in these times of turmoil. Thank you.